Have you ever pondered how God communicates through your mind and guides your path? Or marveled at the profound tranquility and insights attained by holy men, Buddhist monks and priests? Imagine a serene monastery, perched high in the mountains, where a monk sits enveloped in deep meditation. As he reaches a state of profound inner peace, in that moment of absolute stillness, he experiences a burst of enlightenment. This epiphany brings him a clear and profound understanding of the complex universe, offering insights that seem to soar beyond the realms of ordinary human knowledge. This isn't a mere coincidence or a figment of imagination. It's a compelling demonstration of the brain acting as a powerful conduit for divine communication, unlocking secrets of the mind that have long captivated humanity. Welcome, fellow traveler. This is the Infinite Oracle, and let me be your guide today throughout this video along your journey of life and self-discovery. Be sure to stay till the end, because I'll show you how to understand the manners in which to understand God's communication with you. Don't say I didn't warn you to stay till the end. Now onwards with the video. Understanding neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity refers to the brain's ability to reorganize itself, both physically and functionally, throughout our lifetime due to our environment, behavior, thinking, and emotions. It is the process by which all permanent learning takes place in the brain, such as playing a musical instrument, mastering a new language, or adapting to a new spiritual practice. This adaptability is not just limited to the young, growing brain, but continues to be a feature of the brain throughout our lives. Consider, for example, the way a musician's brain can change over time. Brain scans show that professional musicians have a larger area of their brain devoted to finger movements. Similarly, meditation and mindfulness practices physically change areas of the brain associated with attention, self-awareness, and compassion. The groundbreaking research of Norman Doidge. In exploring the profound ways God speaks through our minds and guides us, the groundbreaking research of psychiatrist and researcher Norman Doidge provides invaluable insights. His work on neuroplasticity, detailed in his book The Brain That Changes Itself, has revolutionized our understanding of the brain's remarkable ability to adapt and heal. This research not only sheds light on the brain's physical capabilities, but also metaphorically parallels the spiritual journey of transformation and adaptation. Doidge's exploration into neuroplasticity is exemplified by a series of compelling case studies. Perhaps one of the most remarkable is the story of a woman born with only half of her brain. Despite this significant physical limitation, she lived a full and rich life, with her brain compensating for the missing half by reorganizing itself to take over many functions typically managed by it. This incredible adaptability of the brain is a powerful demonstration of its inherent capacity to overcome physical challenges, offering a new perspective on the potential for healing and adaptation. Another impactful case study involves a man who lost the use of his hand following a stroke. Through targeted exercises and therapies, specifically constraint-induced movement therapy, he was able to retrain his brain and regain significant control and functionality in his hand. This approach is based on forcing the use of the impaired limb, thereby encouraging the brain to rewire and adapt. These therapies leverage the concept of neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to form new neural connections throughout life. The implications of Doidge's research extend beyond the realm of physical brain damage and recovery. They offer a profound metaphor for spiritual growth and the way God communicates with and guides us. Just as the brain can adapt and rewire itself in response to physical damage, our minds and spirits can also adapt and grow in response to spiritual challenges and experiences. And this notion that the brain can change its structure and function in response to internal and external stimuli aligns with spiritual teachings that emphasize transformation and renewal. In many spiritual traditions, there is an understanding that through practices such as meditation, prayer, and mindfulness, we can transform our minds, fostering a deeper connection with the divine. Doidge's research has practical implications for those seeking to deepen their spiritual connection and understanding of how God speaks through the mind. Engaging in spiritual practices can literally rewire the brain to be more attuned to spiritual experiences. For example, meditation has been shown to increase gray matter density in the hippocampus, an area of the brain associated with self-awareness, compassion, and introspection. This physical change in the brain can enhance one's ability to perceive and interpret divine communication. Faith and belief play a crucial role in how we interpret and engage with our world, both physically and spiritually. Just as the brain adapts to new experiences and information, our spiritual understanding and perception of divine guidance can also evolve as we grow in our faith. Belief in the possibility of change, both physical and spiritual, can be a powerful motivator in our journey towards healing and transformation. Before I continue, may I kindly request one small favor from you, my fellow traveler? Would you be kind enough to give a like, comment, and subscribe to this channel and add to the infinite knowledge of the universe and assist other fellow travelers on their journey of self-discovery? I am hopeful that you will grant my one small request. Thank you, and now let me continue. Practical application, meditation and mindfulness. Engaging in meditation and mindfulness practices is a practical application of neuroplasticity for spiritual growth. These practices train the brain to focus, reduce stress, and develop a deep sense of connection to the present moment. Over time, this can lead to lasting changes in the brain, enhancing qualities such as empathy, patience, and resilience. In essence, through the lens of neuroplasticity, spiritual practices become a form of brain training. Just as we might exercise our muscles to become stronger and more flexible, we can train our brains to develop qualities that enrich our spiritual lives. It's a journey of transformation where each mindful moment is a step toward reshaping our brain and awakening our spirit. Scriptural insights and brain dynamics. In the quest to understand how God speaks through our minds and guides us, the synergy between scriptural insights and modern neuroscience offers a profound pathway to comprehend the transformative power of the mind. This exploration reveals how ancient wisdom and contemporary science converge, illuminating the potential for personal growth and enlightenment. At the core of many spiritual teachings is the concept of mind transformation. Romans 12:2 from the Bible is a clarion call for this transformation, urging us to renew our minds to discern the divine will. This scripture suggests a shift away from conforming to external influences towards an inner metamorphosis. Similarly, in the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna emphasizes the importance of mastering the mind, indicating that an uncontrolled mind can be detrimental, while a mastered mind can be an invaluable ally. These scriptural teachings resonate deeply with the principles of neuroplasticity in modern neuroscience. Neuroplasticity is the brain's ability to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections throughout life. This ability signifies that our brains are not static, but are continually evolving, shaped by our experiences, thoughts, and actions. When we engage in spiritual practices like meditation and prayer, we are, in essence, utilizing the brain's neuroplasticity to foster positive changes. For instance, meditation has been extensively studied in neuroscience and has been shown to alter the brain's structure and function. Regular meditation practice can lead to increased thickness in the prefrontal cortex and hippocampus, areas associated with attention, self-awareness, and emotional regulation. This scientific understanding aligns with the scriptural call for a transformed, more mindful, and peaceful mind. Furthermore, the concept of mindfulness, central to Buddhist teachings, is supported by neuroscientific findings. Mindfulness practice can activate and strengthen areas of the brain related to self-regulation, awareness, and emotional control. This correlates with the encouragement in spiritual texts to be present and in control of one's thoughts and emotions, reflecting a deep interconnection between spiritual practices and brain dynamics. The Bible's reference in Philippians 4:8 to focus thoughts on what is true, noble, right, pure, lovely, and admirable can be seen through the lens of cognitive neuroscience. Focusing on positive thoughts can rewire the brain towards a more positive and healthy mindset, a concept supported by neuroscientific research on thought patterns and brain structure. This aligns with the scriptural encouragement to cultivate positive, empowering thoughts, understanding their profound impact on our mental and emotional well-being. Similarly, Proverbs 23:7, "As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he," echoes the principle that our thoughts and beliefs shape our reality. Neuroscientific research supports this, showing that our thought patterns can influence our brain's wiring, thereby affecting our emotions and behaviors. This understanding underscores the scriptural insight into the power of thoughts and their influence on our overall state of being. The convergence of scriptural teachings and neuroscience provides a framework for understanding how God might communicate through and guide our minds. By engaging in practices that align with these teachings, such as meditation and mindfulness, we harness the brain's neuroplasticity to facilitate mental and spiritual growth. This growth, in turn, enhances our ability to perceive and interpret divine guidance. This process can be seen as a form of cognitive and spiritual refinement, where through disciplined practice and the embrace of positive thought patterns, we attune our minds more closely to the divine. In doing so, we open ourselves to a deeper level of guidance and understanding, fostering a stronger connection with the spiritual realm. The brain, faith, and environment. In the intricate dance of life, where every element plays a crucial role in shaping our destiny, the relationship between the brain, faith, and the environment emerges as a triad of profound influence. This relationship is not just a mere intersection of separate entities, but a dynamic synergy that shapes our being, our perception, and our spiritual journey. Our environment plays a pivotal role in shaping our brain development and spiritual growth. From the serene tranquility of a forest to the bustling energy of a city, each environment imprints itself onto our brain, influencing our thoughts, emotions, and spiritual experiences. Consider the impact of nature on the brain. Research has shown that spending time in natural environments can reduce stress, improve mood, and enhance cognitive function. The sounds of a babbling brook, the sight of verdant trees, and the fresh scent of earth. All these sensory experiences stimulate the brain, promoting a sense of peace and connection to something greater than ourselves. This connection to nature can be seen as a form of spiritual awakening, a reminder of our place in the grand tapestry of life. The impact of our immediate surroundings, such as our homes and workplaces, is equally significant. Spaces that are cluttered or chaotic can lead to increased stress and anxiety, whereas environments that are organized and peaceful promote a sense of calm and clarity. By creating spaces that reflect beauty, harmony, and tranquility, we can foster an environment conducive to spiritual and mental well-being. Faith, in its essence, is a powerful force that shapes our brain and perception. It provides a framework through which we interpret our experiences and make sense of the world. Faith can be a source of comfort, hope, and strength, especially in times of uncertainty or distress. Neuroscientific studies have shown that engaging in religious or spiritual practices, such as prayer or meditation, can have tangible effects on the brain. These activities can enhance brain regions involved in attention, empathy, and emotional regulation. For instance, meditation practices have been found to increase the thickness of the prefrontal cortex, a region associated with higher-order brain functions like awareness, concentration, and decision-making. Moreover, faith imbues our lives with a sense of purpose and meaning, which can positively affect our mental health. When we believe that our lives have a deeper significance, we are more likely to engage in behaviors and make choices that are aligned with our spiritual values. This alignment not only brings mental clarity and peace, but also fosters a deep sense of fulfillment and well-being. Actionable steps for cultivating a conducive environment for spiritual and mental wellness. Creating an environment that nurtures our spiritual and mental wellness involves both physical and intangible elements. Here are some actionable steps to cultivate such an environment. Embrace nature. Make it a practice to spend time in natural settings. Whether it's a daily walk in the park, weekend hikes, or simply tending to a garden, connecting with nature can be a powerful way to rejuvenate your mind and spirit. Create a sacred space. Dedicate a space in your home for spiritual practices. This could be a meditation corner, a small altar, or a quiet nook for reading and reflection. Fill this space with objects that inspire peace and contemplation, such as candles, inspirational texts, or natural elements. Mindful design. Pay attention to the aesthetics and organization of your living and workspaces. Clutter-free, harmonious environments can significantly impact your mental clarity and spiritual focus. Community involvement. Engage in communities that align with your spiritual values. Whether it's a religious congregation, a meditation group, or a volunteer organization, being part of a community provides a sense of belonging and support. Practice mindfulness. Incorporate mindfulness into your daily routine. Mindful eating, walking, or even mindful listening can transform mundane activities into spiritual practices, enhancing your awareness and connection to the present moment. Digital detox. Regularly disconnect from digital devices to reduce information overload and mental clutter. This practice can create the mental space necessary for reflection and spiritual growth. Spiritual rituals. Establish daily or weekly rituals that nurture your spiritual life. This could be reading spiritual literature, writing in a journal, or practicing gratitude. These rituals can anchor your day and provide a constant source of renewal and inspiration. Exposure to diverse perspectives. Broaden your horizons by exposing yourself to different spiritual and cultural perspectives. This exposure can deepen your understanding and appreciation of the varied ways in which people seek and experience the divine.